The European Union is the world leader when it comes to the export of services, and we expect the sector to become even more important. Our service providers are competitive, as the EU itself is already very open and foreign companies are treated equally on our market. There is therefore a lot to be gained by seeing more countries reciprocally opening up their markets to EU service providers and having a level playing field across a larger group of countries. In fact, we would ultimately like TiSA to become a multilateral agreement. Similarly, services are being developed in new areas such as the digital economy, which will require the rules to be updated. Everyone with internet access could in principle offer a service in a third country. The Trade and Services Agreement should contribute to clear rules to ensure principles such as fair competition, but also fundamental rights, are respected. In today's report, Parliament calls on the Commission to aim for an ambitious agreement, especially in sectors such as e-commerce, telecommunication, financial services, procurement and transport. And I think, and this is important to underline amidst all the concerns that also have to be addressed today, that we have every reason to be self-confident. This Parliament does confirm existing legislation and standards are not lowered, and that free trade should follow rules. Therefore, public services and audiovisual services, also in our report, are confirmed to be excluded, and TiSA cannot force national governments to break open monopolies on the provision of, for example, water or electricity. So I am happy to see that we have, together with the shadow rapporteurs and all colleagues, worked on an interim report on these very important negotiations, and we hope that you will continue to represent the EU with ambition and the self-confidence that we should have here to make sure that the rules-based system is strengthened and that more countries come on board and that the trade and services relations become more reciprocal. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Mr Schaake very much for taking his blue card and showing a courtesy of which clearly Ms McClarkin is clearly incapable of. My question is this: do you think that labour rights should be installed ipso facto into all the EU's trade agreements, or do you think that labour rights are better determined and decided at the national level?
Well, what we have put in this resolution that deals with the trade and services negotiations that are ongoing is that we would like to see all the other partners to this agreement to ultimately respect labour rights such as enshrined under the ILO. But I agree with my colleague from the UK, Jude Curtin-Darling, when she says that the practice of respecting standards is more important than seeking to underline demands on paper which may not be realistic. So indeed, strengthening the rules-based system in trade, including trade and services, is there to raise the bar when it comes to standards, including labour rights.